the ever-changing weather around the world, ever-diverse terrain and roads across the world. With Kumho Tyre that has conquered all, there is no road you cannot go. Go with Kumho. Kumho Tyre.
Good, yeah. There's more people in here than I agreed.
Good.
I was going to say your audience is in here.
I think it's more to the fact that we won't hear your voice for a little while.
Well, apparently you got no sound, John. Oh, not again.
You have to do the intro again.
You had one job.
I don't want to say anything now because I might say something and they do here.
Who's
Oh,
the
alright,
sound engineer? Who's the
It's
sound
all right.
engineer?
I'm here. It's all good. So welcome
Right,
everybody.
nice to
Split
have you,
3
mate.
Drivers Lounge. This is round 12. We have cast of 1,000. We've got the Hoff, Douglas, Taylor, McLeod, Veacock, Blanchard, KFC, Gullen, Dial, Dr. Paul Walker in the house, Robbie Griffiths, Shane Nichols, and Steve Grumpy Grumley. How are we, boys?
Good, mate. Yep.
Yeah,
thanks.
mate.
Good, mate.
That was just one of me.
I'm old.
I'm old. I've just got my voice back, so that's great. Everyone's in the night. We're going to get off to, I think, the first bit of business that we've got to get out of the way. What everyone wants to know, and that is what are the prequel tracks? So let's roll off to the Wheel of Death. So we're going to roll out. We're going to start with the short tracks, and we are going to get the short tracks out of the way first. So let's rock and roll. Oh, send down. Wow. That is a great start. You got that one written down, Cam? Sandown. Yep. Actually, I got a feeling I didn't set a quality time with Sandown. And let's go to the long tracks. Let's get them out of the way. The Wheel of Death for Scotty the Rattler Van Loon. Here we go. Hey. Yeah. Yep. How Australian can we get, boys? And yeah, and just to prove it's not pre-recorded and rigged, I'll remove that one and I'll roll it again. I'm sure you'll love that. Yeah. Anyway, let's have a quick look at. Yep. Nah. Anyway, we'll jump on. We'll have a quick look at the Split 1 Championship. So big congratulations to Mr. Favell from Taipan Esports, getting home by 4 points from Michael Taliancic, and our reigning champion Scotty Gamble, who I believe got punted out a few times and had a few interesting races, ended up getting home in third in front of the legend, the myth, the man, Mark Duggan in fourth. So it's great results. Congratulations to those boys. Very, very tight up the top.
Congrats. That's it was a close finish too.
Very close finish. And we'll have
So do they get promoted to Split 0?
Oh, absolutely.
They're going to slots.
They get promoted to race control.
Race control. That's it.
Control.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
They go full circle back to Split 3.
And for those that just missed the Split 2 broadcast, just a reminder that Roderick Hollis got himself home in first for his first major outing for Fishy Motorsports. That's a fantastic effort from Roderick. Paul, the Dr. Patch Warwick, got himself home in second after battling himself against the brick wall. Thought he was going to be home there and got caught out a little bit. And the Goldfish himself, Robbie Griffith, home in third. So something very fishy about that top three, but we'll take it. And
Very tasty top three there.
And Hoffy sneaking home in fourth in front of James Boardman. So congratulations to everybody in Split 2 for doing such a great job as well. And of course, not going to show you Split 3 just yet, but I will bait everybody by saying that going into this race, it is very, very tight between Steve Grumley and Brett Douglas. And when I say tight as a fisher's, you know what.
Oh, God.
I've written these ones down for sure.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the track before we get right into it. Of course, Brands Hatch, one of the ultimate old-time English racing circuits. One of the ones that everyone talks about from Tika touring cars on the PS1, one of my favourite games. Of course, that was what I did on my wedding day, actually, was jumping in and doing that, playing that before headed off to the church, which was fantastic.
Legend. Looks like a hook.
What'd you do better in Taker or the marriage?
Probably Toker.
Yeah, he's still playing Tokyo, so what's that to you? Yeah.
Any of us could have answered that question.
I'll be a dead man later, that's all right.
Still punching out laps anyway.
We start on lap one. Sorry, you start at start-finish line, and we head up to Paddock Hill Corner. One of the toughest little corners in iRacing because we go around the corner and then we duck down the hill to Druids, another very famous name. Then we go through Graham Hill Corner, down through Surtees, where you got to be very patient. And then we head all the way up to Hawthorns, very tight, fast corner in fourth and fifth gear. Into Westfields, you got to get that right. Plenty of sand out there on the left-hand side to put yourself into as you come down into Sheehan, down the hill and up to Sheehan, another spot where a lot of people find the sand. Then we come down through Stirling Bend, and then we come down through Wastelands into Clark Curve, and then up the Brabham Straight back to the start-finish line. So 3.7 kilometres, 9 turns.
John, I don't want to interrupt you, but knowing he's from that era, I'd like to know, did Gunter go through Graham Hill as well?
I mean, everywhere.
Who didn't Gunter go through in 1969?
He's hanging out with Freddie Mercury, wasn't he?
Taught Freddie everything he knows, I heard. Luke Holland, yes, to your question. So we might jump and have a quick look at the grid for this epic battle that we've got in front of us.
Before we do that, Johnny,
John,
before we do that,
yes to the question, I'll send it to you. I want you to bring it up live if that's all right.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to...
So
So what we're about to do is we're going to announce the best and fairest. So as everyone probably knows, Logitech have kicked in the Logitech Pro Direct Drive Pro wheelbase and pedals for the best and fairest. So this is this comes about from people who have been great not only during races, but practice sessions, and also within the vets community as a whole. So not just for the guys that are out there, setting lap records. So we collated votes over all 3 splits decided by race control. And I'll send this. I wasn't prepared for this part. I'll send this to John now, and then he can bring it up, and we can put it on screen. And it took me a while to make this, so
Okay.
hopefully he's got that ready to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah,
See
technical
that
errors.
I've literally only just been putting the finishing touches on it tonight.
This is like putting someone on the spot, isn't it?
Well, it's basically like a question without notice. So
Yeah, there you go. Wow. Thank you very much, guys.
So congratulations.
Hey.
I think that says John Van Ree. So not only
done,
did you
John.
get the most
Good job.
votes, but I feel like that you've contributed quite a bit to the league in terms of what you do for broadcasting and in the V8 vets community in general. So I think, and that's just to add on top of the votes that you got as well. So congratulations, and I think I speak for everyone. I say thank you for everything that you do for the league.
That's huge. Well done.
Well done, mate.
Well done, John.
That's incredible. Well done, mate. Well deserved.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you
I
may
thought
have
it was
noticed.
missed at first, but no, that's awesome. Well done, mate.
You may have noticed. Actually, what we did. So
No.
I had to sneakily get his address because it's being shipped already on Monday, and so some of the WKMP boys were saying, "Oh, look, what's your address? Because we need to send you a Christmas card." And you might remember that text that you got, John. And they said he actually said, "Oh, can you send it to this post office box?" And they said, "No, the Christmas card won't fit in the post office box."
Yeah, I was wondering. I was, I was wondering. I was wondering what Josh was up to. I was thinking I was probably going to get a giant check from Supercheap.
I may have enlisted his help. Yes. So anyway, congratulations.
Well done, mate.
Yep, well done, John.
Well deserved.
Much deserved.
Look, just
And Logitech too.
a big thank you to Logitech and big thank you to Dan. Big thank you to everybody in the league. Like, it makes my Friday night coming in here and just having a chat with everybody, and it's like everyone's got a story, and it's great to hear everyone's story, and that's what makes this league, I think, so great, that we all sort of banter, and a lot of banter, and we all sort of get around each other as well, which is great. Like I went through a pretty rough patch last year with an incident at work and a double fatality, and I'm sort of going through my stuff, and and Michael Stewart was going through his stuff. So it's the old, there's always someone out there in a worse predicament than what you are. But just the general banter, like the amount of fishy jokes I've come up with and the amount of fishy jokes I've still got to come. Yeah, and just like today, just someone like Jamie McKnight just stops off at a bloody truck stop in Albury to show a car to a group of blokes. It just shows what this league's about and how we all sort of banter around each other. Like the WKMP boys, we have the odd beers at Barella's on a Friday night, and we get together and just have a bit of a yap about bloody sim racing. And it's just absolutely, the community of this is what's kept me going over the last sort of 18 months. So, so just, a big thank you to everybody. Big thank you to Logitech. That's probably all I can really say.
With this new gear you get, split 2, we talking next season? Or
Actually, a condition of,
or split 1?
of you getting
maybe.
the prize.
You better be in split 2.
I was going to say, doesn't it come with an automatic promotion?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
There's a big red button on the right hand side there.
I'm pretty sure there's an empty slot.
Yeah, you will enjoy using it, John. They're good.
Yeah, no, that is definitely a good bit of kit. So,
Also, a little birdie told me that you may have not been super nice friends with your current wheel setup. It was giving you some grief, so I was kind of pleased. That was actually after we'd made, made the announcement with the committee and everything. So,
yeah,
which you weren't a part of for that one.
So yeah, it'll be, I got some decisions to make.
Put it to good use.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely put it to good use. So, big thank you to Logitech. Big thank you to Dan, of course. And of course, Logitech also support another project I'm involved with. So big Logitech man. So yeah, this is probably icing on the cake.
Get into some racing, shall we?
We shall.
Definitely definitely deserve every bit. And then, as Luke mentioned, thanks for all the help you put in behind the scenes, especially when I couldn't pick up the broadcasting on some of those events. You were happy to step in and take it over for me. So
we got dropped in it at the start of the season, as everybody knows, and I think a lot of people don't realise the amount of work that actually goes into doing broadcasts and replays and getting all the graphics and everything right and perfect. And Cam, you've done a fantastic job jumping in with Nathan and and Luke as well, jumping in and getting involved in the broadcast stuff. I think when we asked Luke, it was like, I don't like the sound of my voice, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I've done about 5 now.
Yeah.
And that's when Luke came to me and said, well, you're now doing it. I didn't really have a choice in the matter.
Yeah, but just like I said, the people in this league make this league, and it's hard to believe, like 100 blokes, 120
we topped
blokes.
out at 130.
Yeah.
We topped out at.
Yeah,
So,
130 blokes. We generally all get along. We generally all have a bit of banter. We've got Di and Anita in here as well, and and just the split 3 guys. It's really gentleman's driving, which is really great. Except for Ty. Ty's should be split 1, as you'll see in a minute. Yeah. Anyway, let's get into this. Let's have a look at the grid. We do have a job to do still, so I better do it. Let's get the grid up, of course. I hit the wrong grid button. So on pole, we've got Ty Burns. Freddie Douglas took the first strike, getting in front of Steve Grumpy. I think there was only 1 point separating these boys in the championship at this stage. Michael Hayes from Scorpion Esports. I'm going to call for a doping test there, sitting in 4th. And then we have a bit more of the Valve boys in 5th with Freddie Taylor, Shane Nichols in 6th, Jonathan Kiley from Frogleap in 7th, Braden O'Loughlin, his teammate alongside in 8th. And then we have Shawnee Slater in 9th, Johnny Gallen in 10th, just saying bucket, and for Century Motorsports. And then Daniel Scherer from Old Mates and Sons in 11th, Joseph Grenshaw in 12th. And we'll roll over the page here. Andrew Johnstone from AJR, Andrew Johnson Racing in 13th. Great quality from Andrew. Robert Crow, this bloke here's come out of nowhere in 14th. 15th was Darren Fred from Old Mates and Sons. 16th was Jeff Stanford. Myself in 17th. For some reason, I went sideways around 2 corners, not very fast. Marshy in 18th for 444 Racing. Neil Waters, of course, from in 19th. And then to round out top 20 is Gunter Van Worrell, which I'll talk about Dave a bit later. Remarkable story, Dave, last night, even getting on the track. And after that, we had Carl Pickering, Diane Feldman in 22nd, Anita Buckman from Old Mates and Sons in 23rd. Dave Coleman had to get into it. These bloody fishy boys, always one of them somewhere, as we go over the page. And we finish off with Josh Drage, our race control, Stephen Greck. I think he came to have a bit of a look as well because it's the place to be. Gary was checking on Anita, and Lucas Burt didn't set a lap time, and Brandon McMillan was in the safety car in 29. That is our race grid. So, what do you reckon, boys? We like the week on this and get into it?
Let's go.
On that note, congratulations, Johnny. So have a good night, gentlemen. I'm off to bed and to watch the race from there.
No worries. Cheers, Cam.
Yep.
A little bit of wheel spin in the background, and Brett Douglas has got around the outside. Grumpy looks like he's going to be back a bit. Oh, a bit loose there from Ty Burns as we come up into Druids.
Right.
Oh, contact. We've got contact. That's Douglas. Douglas into the fence. Grumpy into the fence. This is our 1 and 2 in the championship.
Yep.
This is all happening.
All I could hear was fuck.
You can't write this stuff.
Yeah. Didn't start well for us, did it, Grumpy?
Dead last and
Yep.
second.
Yep. We were just like, what the hell?
Who caused that one, fellas?
Ty.
Look.
Brett.
No, race. No. Go back and have a look at it.
I'm only staring at you, Brett. It's okay.
I'm going to go with race control. Josh said it was racing. I'm not saying anything.
Okay.
Okay, so what does that mean now, championship-wise, given that you're both at the back?
What does that
Does that-
mean,
does that mean
championship-wise?
it's done dusted,
At the moment, we've got Steve Grumley in 24th, Douglas in 22nd. So at the moment, Grumley's got to get in front of Douglas by 2 spots.
No. Other way. I'm still winning.
Sorry, Douglas has got to stay 2 spots in front of Grumley.
Correct. Yes, at this point my heart was broken, and I'm sure Steve's was too. It was just not the way to start.
And I'd done bugger all laps during the week, so I thought, right, I'll just get away to a clean, easy race. And
Well, it should have been, shouldn't it?
I'm like, you fucker.
Yep. Yep.
Anyway, we'll get off Ty Burns because I think this is the last time we're going to see him all night. Check out this bloke in second, hey? Look at the pressure Hazy's under.
The problem is, I switched from, I was going to have a crack at it to defensive mode, and I was just panicking the whole time. I was hoping to start about 8. Started 4, and next thing I know, I was in second. I'm like, what's going on here?
Not used to the dizzy heights, ain't we?
No.
Coach, and your arch nemesis, Dave Baldock's back next season. Any thoughts there, Hazy?
Dave's alright. These boys that were behind me have always put more pressure on me than I've had with Dave. So.
Yeah, just on that, John. Didn't someone run number 37 this season?
Good question.
I think someone did. I can't remember who it was though.
So he won't get 37 back. Lap 3, I've missed it. That would have been Slater into Sterling, was it?
Well, that's what you get.
Early.
There's a problem, Carolyn.
That's what you get for taking the season off, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was, but I'm sure someone was.
Carl Pickering's just ducked into the pits. No? You've all thrown me out here. I've been too bit flustered. So on lap 3 now.
I'm still flustered, and it's 24 hours later.
Of course. Plenty of battles everywhere in this big pack we got back here behind Slater. So Hayes, Slater, Lachlan, Taylor, Gallen, Nichols, Sheriff, Kiley, Crenshaw, Nichols, sorry.
There's not 2 of us. Yep.
There's Freddie Taylor looking at his relative going, where the fuck's Grumley? He's right back there. Perfect.
You might have said that on the radio too, Steve.
Yeah.
I reckon he might have.
He was saying, where are you 2 blokes? And I said, I don't know. We're not on the same track as you are right now. So just get on with it.
And Sean Slater here battling away, a little bit loose. Manages to hang on to it all. Having a bit of a look. Down 330s. Let's just jump down the back, check out Carl Pickering, one of the guys, another big improver of the season. A little bit loose. Oh.
That's not the way to go into the pits, Carl.
No.
Jump back up this battle at the front. Hazy's got a bit of air in between him here.
So you must have had a fair bit of damage though there at the start there, Brett.
I was in all sorts, mate. My car was just, it was munted. Absolutely munted.
Mine was much better, just T-boning the side of you there.
Yeah. Was what it was.
Braden's pulled away. He's looking pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he skips off.
Got a bit of juice in him.
Yeah, I just dropped
juice right up.
Here, Crows. There's a few battles everywhere. Brady Taylor under a fair bit of pressure here from John O'Gallen.
Yeah. He was trying to slip a drumstick into me.
Was it finger looking good?
It's just tenderising your chicken. Getting ready.
Playing with your popcorn.
I was dropping a few nuggets around, so if you loosen up a bit, help people on.
Dave's thrown out that I'm on his hit list now.
Oh, bloody Bulldog. Love him.
He's got to get the
Evening,
Saints
lad.
first.
New people into the league, Dave, don't necessarily get their number straight back, mate. Just letting you know. So if there was somebody already in the league with a 37, you won't get it. And how do I know this? Is because I've been applying for the number 027 for the last 4 seasons.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get it.
They're not stringing out too quick, are they? They're
Nah.
fairly much line astern there, settled down.
I think I'm holding them up.
I think it's about where I started putting a bit of pressure on poor old Andrew.
There's a nice line into that corner.
Yeah, I had the doctor teach me how to go around this track on Wednesday night.
Really?
Oh. Oh.
I only got a 15-minute consultation, but that was all right. Oh, it's really...
Charge like a wounded fish too, wouldn't he?
Oh, absolutely. I was definitely...
bulk build.
No, I was paying in caviar. No, Andrew was driving well. Robert Crow has shown a lot of pace. It's kind of at the stage I thought it felt Andrew was holding me up, so I was just sort of showing the nose, pulling it back.
Noticed that. Very nice. Get inside his head. It's the way to go.
Yeah.
It's more than one way to pass someone.
Let's keep the pressure there.
Plus you're getting in, drawing in the person behind you too, Robert.
Nice variation of driving lines I'm watching the last couple of laps here. Everyone's got a different idea, haven't they?
Yeah, it's one of those tracks though where there is a couple of different lines you can work with.
The fast one's normally the best.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, John, how many races have you had now? Is that 2 more than Bulldog?
Yeah, 102.
Yeah. He's talking up how he's got his 100.
Only 100.
Yeah.
Lowly ranked number 15 on the list.
Hi, legends. How are you all?
How are you, mate?
Good. How are you, Timmy?
Hey, Tim.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
Yes. We might have a quick look how Shane's getting on.
I knew you wouldn't miss this.
I'm not talking to Shane.
No.
How Slater straightened that up.
Off the fence. Well
well caught, Shane.
That's great catch.
Yeah.
That's normally game over.
Absolutely.
You miss the fence, do you?
No. Plus they're bloody magnets here as well.
Thanks for not scratching the car, Shane.
No worries.
I did enough of that myself.
You told me it was coming out of my pocket if I did.
Shane, we don't charge if you crash a fucking PPR car, mate, so...
No, the thing they do at PPR is they just don't tune them properly.
Oh,
That's right.
Jesus.
Going
For
in
the
hard.
kidneys.
Yeah.
let's jump back up the front.
That's
Well, you've
typical dial.
You've only got to ask Scotty how many times they've not tuned his engine properly and he's blown the poor thing up, you know?
Nah, he doesn't do it anymore. We detuned the bastard. we actually put a timber block behind his accelerator. He's a bit slow, but he doesn't blow him up.
I've definitely hit a raw nerve with Dave Bulldog. He's talking about half the incident points, mate. If you don't know how hard you can push a track, if you're going around and not having many incident points, you've got to find the line somewhere.
Look at that line. You've got a great line, turn 1. Is he going to go for the dive?
Yep, there it
And
is.
he does. Does he hold it? Oh, stop it.
You'd want to watch
Look
out.
at you
Johnny.
go.
Nice move.
Bloody hell.
Dave's going to go all caps in a second.
I thought David would want to see that.
So, Scotty, congrats on your 100th race last night, mate.
Yes, Scotty Perrins 100. Well done, mate.
Yeah,
Again.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
And Scotty.
Diane and Anita in here. How are you?
Yeah, we're good, thanks.
Got some class to the lounge.
Calm down, boys. Behave yourself.
So, John, I noticed you missed my next indiscretion there. Nice work, thank you.
Lap 8. Yeah, I have. It was a Druid's bugger. I did miss it.
Did you pit there, Brett?
No, I got hit at turn 2, funnily enough. Same place.
Yeah, same dive. I missed that.
I was umming and ahhing whether to pit. I thought, no, I'm not going to make it home though with 2 stops just yet.
Well, lap 8 was a critical lap, so.
Yeah.
Not all 9, apparently. Yeah.
Well, it depends if you can fuel save.
Then I pumped out a half decent lap and I thought, oh, it's not too bad. I'll go for a bit more, I reckon, here.
At this point, I just decided to drive angry and see what would happen.
Normally does happen though when you turn 2 an accident. It's early on in the piece.
Twice in 8 laps was a bit much for me, thanks.
Yeah.
When you're fighting for a championship, you just don't need it.
And you get frustrated too. I don't know about you, but sometimes you cause yourself more issues.
I was pushing real hard, Paul, and just, yeah, no good.
Yeah, it's a place, just that little bit offline, grass, and yeah, she makes a mess pretty quick.
I was coming into that corner and going, just take it easy, don't raise spread or fucking tie. You don't have to beat either of them. And usually my pace is good enough, but anyway, that's what happened on the first or second corner or whatever it is.
Thank you.
Well, at this point, mate, I thought you had it wrapped nicely because I couldn't even see on the relative at this point. I was so far back after getting turned around twice.
I was going to say, Daniel Sheriff drove really well. The first half of this race, he's in 7th.
Yeah.
Keeping the pressure on Jono.
Got a bit of practice in during the week too. Seen him in a lot of the practice sessions he's been putting in.
Yeah, definitely getting quicker.
Mate, there's a few guys in here that with a bit more time, they're going to do okay, I reckon. And really, we've seen over this season, some of these guys and girls have really just picked it up so much, haven't they?
Yeah.
Just go back, we go back.
When later, we'll be right.
Was that Jono, was it?
Yeah, that was Jono.
Yeah, I wonder what happened to him.
Where is the other one? I've lost him.
Because I look back when I first started vets and I look at these guys and go, yeah, they're in split 3, but like we didn't have the level of competition we had back then. Back those early days, you were in the top 20, being, at just a freshie into league racing. And now, like, geez, I just try and picture myself.
What am I doing out there?
If I came into this league when I was starting vets, geez, yeah, but these guys would be all over me. Yeah, it's just that vast range of that high level competitive racing against guys that are racing in Scops. Like we never had that before.
Yeah.
Look, like Monty's way out in first here, mate. He's already 16 seconds up the road in 11 laps. So that sort of gives you the idea of some of the standard of the drivers in this split.
He shouldn't be in this split. We all know that.
No.
This is good. This is good to watch from my perspective.
Mine too, mate.
I actually only put myself out the front there because I changed my paint and wanted to see what you blokes thought of it. So
Loved it.
Yeah, I reckon it looked better without the silver, mate. I reckon it needs to be less spec map on it.
yeah,
Yeah, no spec map.
is that retaliation, Johnny?
Never. Just an honest opinion.
It's a holder, mate. No matter what colour you paint it, it's good.
You got to be kidding, right?
Yeah.
Where are we?
Gloss black, perfect.
I flossed something this morning better looking than that.
let's have a look. There's a few more battles still around. We might drop back to John O'Kiley.
So now, Brett, I know what all the grunting and groaning was about while you were in that battle.
Yeah.
Now I understand.
Yeah. I had chicken on one end and hazy on the front.
You did, mate. You did.
I was spit roasted.
All I could hear was
Oh no, that was something else that was going on.
Oh right.
And Braden off in the background there.
Is that the same?
Slipped on the grease off the nuggets.
That's it. I'm working well.
Slipped on the juice.
It's like a little battle with these boys still.
Yeah.
Season or two ago, if you were this clean, cars would just drop off, but they weren't going anywhere.
Nah.
No.
A credit to the tunes too, I think.
Mind you, this setup you had to look after the tyres a little bit though.
Yeah, I think anything here though you would. It's hard tyres, very demanding track.
Those two lefts, they got flogged. I didn't race, but doing some race runs, yeah, they were coming in pretty flogged out.
Yeah, the front left copped a beating here.
How'd you go with this last turn here? I know I struggled with practice for a fair while to get it consistent.
Yeah.
The last turn?
Having a
Yeah,
look.
it was definitely a fourth gear. But you almost had to bounce the front right up off the curb to get it to jump over some of the grass and then land, and then you could power out of it big time.
Yeah, that's what I found.
But to try and do that every time is it's a fucking mission.
Yeah, you're right.
And I found being in fourth, I think it was, you just got so much more comfortable drive coming out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because at first I was trying third, but I was wondering why it just wasn't working. It seemed to just pull the car up. It was a bit odd, but
yeah. And then too much coming out, and you're trying to control fucking wheel spin and
Yeah, so I was short shifting, so I was down a third on the turn in, and then fourth short shift straight away on exit.
Yeah, I was doing the same. But
So help turn the car in into third, and you're only in there for a few seconds. No, a few seconds.
Righto.
Pretty much a second, and clicking into fourth.
Here's my only indiscretion for the night.
What brake bias were you running, Paul?
51.9.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
I run
don't think I heard
50.1.
mine.
I think the fast boys are up and down to 52. I think bloody Greg was running, or Duggan was running 52.5.
Yeah, I was. I had 52.5.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I was running 50.1, and I still found I was having trouble with front locks.
Jeez,
I was up around 52.5, and then by the bottom of the tank I was over 53.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, straight out. On the first hot lap, I was 50.5, but then I had to wind it forward straight away. Like it was just only on fresh tyres that it would hold the rears in with that rear brake bias like that. But second lap, nah, it just didn't like it.
I didn't.
That's the only way.
I was back at 49.7.
It's the only way I could get into the bloody 23s on the first lap.
23.
23s. Us mere mortals don't know what a 23 is. Sorry. What's that?
Oh, stop it! You'd be surprised. You do enough laps like I did.
I had the boss back over.
You don't see all my other practice laps.
Oh, car off there.
I can tell you right now, I ain't no natural. I need a lot of practice.
I feel your pain.
Brake bias is really funny because there's definitely a couple of different spots you can run it depending on your style. I was back at 49.5, I think, this track.
Yeah.
And bring your rear around.
But there's a few of us that do prefer to drive off the back of the car. Like, I mean, if I put it forward, I just find the car undrivable, and the further back I go, the easier it is for me to set it up and get the car turned in using the rear brakes, and not so much banging it in, but you know what I mean?
Yeah. This setup was quite interesting, and I was talking to the boys in the team that if front brake bias, it worked well through half the track. Rear brake bias, it worked really well through a different part. So the turn 1, turn 2, rear bias, beautiful, but then like turn 4, trying to go back up that hill to go into the long straight. If you had too much rear bryce, it was turning it in too hard, and the back was all fucking squirmy, and it was just like So yeah, it was just trying to get that balance.
Yeah, yeah, very personal thing, isn't it?
And what parts of the track you're quick at, and you just dial the car in to go quick on those parts.
Yeah, I found 5-6, those high-speed ones, I was pretty comfortable, but people, and outbraking people, but turn 7, like the last one, people would definitely gap me there a bit.
Yeah, I went completely retarded. I started off with 53, and then after the first 2 laps, I went back to about 50. Seemed to go all right.
Yeah, I thought you would have went pretty rear there, Hoffy, on this one, because it wasn't too bad those first couple of laps straight out box.
Yeah, I've been running a lot more front brake bias lately. Just, as you do, you sort of work a few things out to make yourself go a bit faster. And that seemed to work really well around here, just sort of keeping that front grip. I used to run phenomenal bloody rear brake bias. Now it's all changed.
So we just saw Anita there having an epic battle with Neil Waters and Lucas Burt behind you. How did you find the race, Anita?
I thought it was fantastic. I enjoyed it. I like Brands Hatch. Yeah, it's great. Nice and flowing.
Yeah, good little circuit, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Nice and busy.
And it's good getting in with the pack. It doesn't matter which pack, but it's good getting in and just dicing now.
Yeah.
It's really good. Keeping up. Trying to. Yeah.
Part of racing is battling with another person that's just, got respect for you, and it's
they all have. It's fantastic. Great community.
Awesome.
Love it. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good. Love having you in there.
Thank you. And congrats too, John.
Thank you very much, Anita.
That's great. Good news.
Yeah, a little bit of a shock, but anyway. As the leaders all jump in, including Hazy, so Joseph Grenshaw in the pits as well.
I was hanging for this because I needed to get the fast repair. I just had to get something done.
So why are we celebrating you, John? What the fuck have you done now?
What have I said?
Apparently, I've won the league best and fairest.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Are you kidding me? Who did you give a gobby to?
I said rigged, and everyone cracked the shit. Thought he might have been tickling someone's balls, but anyway.
You're doing pretty well without a husky voice tonight.
Yeah, a little bit less workload. I had about 10 guys doing split 2 tonight, so.
I reckon you're the biggest freeloader off this fucking series than anyone.
Thanks, mate.
I love you.
I know.
I'll tell you what you really think.
Oh, I do. Don't worry. Hey, come on, guys. You know me by now.
Don't worry. If he accuse me of joining Fishy next.
Yeah, we met up with Jamie today, and Johnny's still pinging off the walls over it.
It was a beast. I'll say that much.
Well and he's not even the car he's talking about.
Lazy in the pits.
Yeah, Brett just jumped in the pits.
Yeah. Yeah, it was only a split second, wasn't it?
Yeah, I jumped on the gas and I seen you going past me. I'm like, yep, not much I can do about it now.
So, did you look in the mirror at this stage and see Jono behind you and just say bucket?
It was actually not too bad still at this point.
I was saying, thank Bucket he's not behind me anymore.
I'll put my money on the dirty bird to catch up here.
I think that might be a bit awkward.
Oh, yeah. That was someone going
That was me, Anita, wasn't it?
That was Anita having a bit of a...
That was me.
Slidey.
I think
just on your exit?
No, going into pit lane.
I think that might have been right.
It's a tough entry.
But that wasn't when you give her a bit of a tap, was it?
Yeah, I think that might have been.
Oh, that's rude.
That's very lazy.
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
Can't keep
he
his
slowed
hands
us all
to
down
himself,
and
eh?
Oh, there we go. Shawnee Slater scored a 40-second hold in pit lane. Came in a little bit hot, I think.
I got one of them in the quali.
In the quality, wow.
That was the unsafe pit entry. We both got that, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit deceiving that pit entry. You got to be spot on, don't you?
Yeah. You go offline and you get an unsafe pit entry. It shocked the hell out of me.
So just having a quick look here, we can see Monty went in after 15 laps. Everyone else went in on 16. Sheriff went in early on 11. Dano Kylie on 13, so he's got a little bit older tyres. Shane Nickel on 15. Crowe on 15. Grenshaw on 16. So a few boys pushing the tyres out a little bit. Lucas started from pit lane. I think that's why he's got the blue bar first start.
How come you don't call Shane Nichols like you call Tim Nichols? Like, I don't have an S on my name. He doesn't either.
You haven't done East Coast for a while, so I haven't had to call your name.
And he doesn't do it anymore.
That's good. You give him a flogging.
Yeah, pretty much. It's Braden on the move here.
Looking very racy.
Hazy under a bit of pressure again.
Just how he likes it.
Unsafe entry, no idea why. I reckon you came in a little bit too hot there, Sean. It's a tough one to come in on into the pits, this track. Of course, Hazy, where are we? Just in front of us here.
Braden breathing down your neck.
Yeah, pressure's all on the Michael Hayes train.
Braden's taking intimate photos, I hear.
He has been. He has been.
Here we
he's
go.
gonna go
Big
there.
dive.
Oh, all right.
Oh, no, Hazy's just giving it
Well,
to
he
him.
tricked him into it.
Yeah.
You were just giving him racing room, weren't you, Hazy?
I actually wasn't sure where he was. My dash was flashing bad.
Yeah.
My dash was going, he's there. And I'm like, where the fuck is he?
Kylie now coming in for a look as well.
Yeah, don't you hate that when you make one little mistake and then everyone thinks you're a sitting duck? It's like, yeah, Daddy mate.
Yeah.
Hey.
I love to go. I was 2 seconds quicker than you. Now you caught me.
We're like 20. I'm about to check on how Grumpy's getting on.
Oh.
That was mean. Oh, look.
Oh, hello.
We'd been pumping out some good laps there too, bro.
Had fresh cars again, so we were both just on it. And we were just having a bit of fun between ourselves. What else do you do when you're that far back?
It goes when I'm in the fucking mowing the grass.
Yeah, I probably have to agree with you, Sean. The car probably does go in slower backwards into the pit lane. I noticed when I did my 2 stops, it was a prick of a lane to come into to pull it up. And each time I came in, I had them locked up trying to get it in.
Oh, no, that's when you caught up, Brett.
Yeah. Yep. Because I was a couple of spots back before that.
Yeah.
But I was driving really angry, so it seemed to work for me last night.
Yep.
You seem to be getting plenty of airtime here, Hazy.
Yep.
Driving Holden.
Must be a new paint job.
Class.
And how many seasons you been in there, Hazy?
Yeah, a few. I've only been back for races. I get salty and a bit of time off.
Sandy.
Yeah, I
salty.
was-
Sandy vagina.
Yeah, I was super sandy at this point. I wanted to go back to the first stint.
Oh,
up the
big
inside?
dive from Kylie.
Oh,
no.
Oh,
And then
sugar.
hit the wrong button.
Bye-bye.
Oh, Sandy. That's Sandy's that.
Here we go. Here we go. Battle for the championship here. Grumley, Douglas. It's on again.
Yeah. What were we saying, Steve? Let's make a show of it.
Yeah, I've been asked about Rattler's favourite German. He had been doing, I think it's trackside he works for, up at Bathurst from Sunday evening to Thursday evening, did the mad bolt from Bathurst back to Sydney, got onto the rig. I think he came in at 8 o'clock. Said to me, which way does this track go? So I got him to follow me for a lap. with about 5 minutes to go or 10 minutes to go in practice. And then he battled his way through. He was struggling a bit from sleep deprivation. He was absolutely buggered. Anyway,
Oh,
look at this.
This was all a bit of fun, this, wasn't it? I had a ball.
Hey, little do you know, this is actually championship-worthy stuff going on here.
There was no paint swapped, and we did what we've done all season, and we're just having fun.
This is where the championship's at the moment.
Yeah.
Winner takes all out of these two. I know at this stage I kept looking at my relatives going, oh, okay, 15 seconds. They're getting closer.
The straight corners are still catching you.
I think I had it down to 5 until I kept going off track, though.
Yeah.
Are you one that looks in the mirror, though? Do you get distracted by it?
No.
Just going back to
when you're as good lookers as him, you never get distracted.
Eyes forward, nowhere else. That's it.
Just going back to Dave with his good.
Ask my teammates. I was going to say, ask my teammates from Petit Le Mans if I look in the mirror, get distracted or not. Don't know the answer.
That's what I kept saying to Lanyon when we were at Sandown. Don't fucking look in the mirror, mate. I'm still here. Just to see if he'd make a mistake, and he didn't.
You and Lanyon, the love story.
Love story. He sold his rig anyway. He's out.
He's out.
Oh,
That's
what?
a bummer.
No, mate, I'm only stirring. Nah, he's harvesting. So
yeah, and at least he's got something to harvest after the floods. So that's pretty good stuff, really.
Was that Braden then had the big off?
I think it was, yeah. It was Braden, yeah.
Lost a lot of spots, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, it cost him big time, didn't it?
And put him in the sights of years too.
Well, I was a bit disappointed we were catching cars in a way because we were just having fun. Like, we were just driving the wheels off the things. And, you know, I don't know. I kind of forgot we're fighting for a championship there for most of it, to be honest.
Dial, what are you slurping on?
Nothing.
A liar.
Well, it's definitely not you.
No, because you'd be fucking choking and out of breath.
Hey, we got Diane and Eater in here.
Some ladies in here.
Sorry, my bad.
Still cracking on with these two. A little bit of battle up front still. Daniel Sheriff and John O'Gallen. Jonathan Kiley trying to get involved as well. Of course, Ty has gone out here. He's 24 seconds up the road. Long gone.
Yes, Ty.
Yeah, talking about looking in your mirror. I was second and I was looking in my mirror for him.
Oh.
Yeah, he'll be in split one next season, so.
with Paul Warwick.
No, Paul Warwick made an announcement tonight that he's not racing split one next season.
He's going to split 3.
No, he is doing race control next season.
Oh, yeah.
What split? What?
Oh, he's in here.
Split one?
He's in here. Paul?
I'm not sure what's going to happen yet. I think they're still working it out, but yeah.
If you're in split one, we are going to be fucking best friends.
Taking all the bribes. All the bribes. PM
I'm
you later.
going to cut out the bitch. You know?
PayPal accounts open.
PayPal accounts open.
Bedroom doors open. It's all good.
Shit, eh?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm single. Love to mingle, but sorry.
Not that inclined, hey?
Yeah.
Where else we got some battles out here? Bill Marsh battling away with Gunter.
It's what number is that guy?
444.
Oh, I couldn't see.
It stands out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it doesn't need to be any bigger.
The
I think it's pretty cool.
these two kept swapping
Got that
comments. In the,
NASCAR feel.
these two kept swapping comments in the chat all night about passing each other. Definitely sounded like Gunter had found a new friend.
So why are you not racing next season, Paul?
Just thought I'd give back to vets, mate, and try and inspire some other people to put up their hand. And a lot of people that like to question or to debate about them all the time. I think it's probably a good thing for everyone to have a try at once in a while and help out the club as well as get to learn what it's like to be in that position and deal with all this. So it'll be interesting.
Look, I went and did it in the Logitech Pro Series this year. I'm part of the race control group, and it's just until you've been on the other side of the fence, you got no idea.
I think
Daniel.
I think split three's been fairly reasonable with most drivers not complaining or whinging.
I haven't heard a whinge all year.
But I think most of the stories I'm hearing out of split 2 and 1, there's a fair bit of. Do they realise it's a computer game?
Oh, watch your mouth
Oh my
No,
God.
actually-
That's fuck. Oh.
No, actually, I will agree with him until
That's
they
a hanging
get this
offence.
until they get that car to handle and do exactly and behave exactly like the real thing. It is a computer game.
All right, moving right along. 'Cause that gets very controversial. So
Here you goes,
Yeah.
Gunter. Bye, Gunter.
It's just a computer game, good to it's all good.
I absolutely love it. But fucking some of the bitching and moaning that goes on up in the other splits to race control, like as you say, they're doing it for nothing.
Yeah.
I think it does come down to consistent. It comes down to consistency, and I think that's the tricky part as a racer when
It doesn't matter where you go. There's gonna be
that's right.
Inconsistencies.
Yeah, and
Yeah, but
that's always a tricky bit.
Just going back to consistency though, like what you got to remember is each incident is a separate incident. You can't sort of say,
That's right.
just because on this corner so and so did this, on that corner so I've got this right because of that. Each incident's different, so you might think you're being disadvantaged because so and so back 3 corners got X, but you got Y. But
exactly
it's
like
different.
what Brett Douglas did on corner 2 on the first lap.
The thing is, they don't get the time to look at your incident like you would after the race. So you go back and look at your incident. You've got all the time in the world to do that.
That was
They've
John
got to make it
O'Kiley.
in
Oh, 100%.
I don't-
And when you're driving, you're not seeing any other angle apart from your own,
Yeah.
and you don't know if you put your car in a precarious position. And you're just going off being disadvantaged here, and you get feisty about it.
I barely looked at the incident on that first lap. I didn't even look at it.
I went back and had a look, obviously, but
Oh, it is what it is, Brett.
I've got my opinion, and
I didn't give a fuck about it. I just thought, oh well, who cares? It's it's been a great-
bitching about it ain't going to fix the problem.
well,
Putting
it's
your head
almost-
down and going for it.
But it was a racing incident.
get on with it. Yeah, just get on with it.
And I was just in a bad spot at a bad time. I just went, oh, fuck me.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
I had the exact same thing happen to myself. So.
Yeah,
that's me now. I just go, for fucking Jesus.
I haven't
Like,
called it
what can you do?
all season, so
What can you do? Your
only
races
thing
in split 1, your race is over if you get turned around. If it's your fault or not, there's not much you can do. You've just got to drive on. Like there's no point.
Well,
no matter what. It does not matter what penalty the other person gets. Your race is your race.
And that's what we had to do last night. So we just got on with it.
And you just did that. You had a little bit of banter as you raced each other back about 10 laps ago, and the rest of it, you just got on with it.
We did, and that's just how it works.
That's what it is, really.
I could have said, get fucked, Brett, or something like that. But, Brett, we're coming from... Oh, you weren't doing it the week prior, but I was coming from the back last week and had to chase you down.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. So just, I don't know, just had to do it. Didn't have a choice, did we?
Well, I was going to say the best thing with the way that it works is that you can complain and swear as much as you want as long as you don't press the button.
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
Yeah. I just agree with Brett.
And then,
Yeah.
and then there's your net code as well.
Yes.
Another computer thing.
Yeah, one time I thought I was really whacked, and when I looked at it later, the other car was a mile away. But I could have swore to hit me.
Yeah, or
It's that as well, you know.
The bonus with this league, although there is that contention of people whinging, it's good to have such passionate people wanting it and loving it as much as they do. Obviously, controlling the egos is always hard work. No matter if it's managing staff, if you're managing staff or managing people in a race environment, it's good that people are that passionate and want to do it. Yeah, and race control are going to get onto consistent pests and people causing accidents, and that's the reality, isn't it? Like most of them are one-offs. They're not. No one's out to sabotage anyone.
No.
And no one wants to make a mistake. No one wants to get involved in anything. It's not, and you've got to keep that in perspective, I guess.
Exactly.
Or when you're winning at Long Beach by a fair margin and the internet drops out.
Oh, yes.
or when you're winning by a fair margin at Indianapolis and you fucking turn your car off as you come into pit lane.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I've had the full noise at Daytona down the big long back straight. It's like,
Crowy.
It's just frozen.
What happened? Yeah.
Went left instead of right.
Yeah, that was a bit odd, that one, wasn't it?
Missed his braking point.
Yeah, because Daniel looked more unstable than him those 3 corners earlier.
Yeah.
And then also,
While we're on it next season, there'll be another spot open in Split 1 because I'm going to put my hand up to do some safety car and help out in race control where they need. So I'm going to learn that side.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, appreciate that, Blanchy.
Paul Warwick's just put his hand up to give a bit of coaching too.
I'm happy to help anybody. Happy to help anyone.
Charges in 15-minute intervals. Just bring your Medicare card.
Yeah, I'm happy to give up some training on how to be Sandy. I'm quite willing to show people how to be very, very Sandy.
It's all practice, but anyone that needs, wants a hand in a practice session or whatever, just yell out. I'm happy to help.
So by Sandy, Tim, you mean put on a blonde wig and sing Grease?
Do you supply talent?
That's no. Some people are like, I'm very shit at golf, so I don't play it. Probably some people out here in golf casters probably should not play it.
I've never heard Tim speechless.
I haven't brushed my wig for fucking ages, so it's not coming out.
Is that Broden?
No, that was Kylie.
No.
That's
That was Johnny Kylie. That got our attention.
Up 30, yep, that would have got your attention.
Braden was like, oh no.
The only thing is you have to bring your own bucket and shovel.
I give a big shout out to Scotty Gamble too. He put up his stream and I only get to drive a couple of laps and I'm doing this sort of stuff, so hats off to him for showing that racing.
Yeah, well, Scotty.
It's a big help.
Yeah, Scotty was one of the blokes that actually got me into iRacing back in the day. So watching his stream years and years ago. And I remember like the first season of Vets I did, everyone was all in the one split, and I'm racing around with Varga, Gamble, Brenton O'Brien, and bloody Jamie McKnight in the same split, going, "What the hell am I doing here?"
And I probably took you out.
No, I don't think you were in my first season.
No, I didn't.
I think I said that was the second season, I think. This is back in the days when we had compulsory safety cars, so it was great. I think Race Control took pity on me, so every time the leader would get behind me, they'd call a safety car.
Jeez, we would have lost a safety car here, wouldn't we, Brett?
Oh, mate, I tell you what, would have been nice to have a break.
And I was in vets way before Brenton and Scott Gamble, ain't it? Unless they've been in it like
Years ago. I think Brenton did season 1, I think, so.
Oh, okay. Oh, that long ago.
Yeah, and then had a fair break and yeah. And of course, the great David Baldock is back next season. That's going to put the cat amongst the pigeons, Hazy.
Who's Sir Great? I know Bulldog, but I haven't seen a Sir or a Great Bulldog.
It'll be funny to have Dave back anyway.
Is he going back to the old classic paint, or is he
Blue 37.
Yeah.
Well, apparently he's spoken to Shane already and offered him a shitload of money to get 37 back.
Okay. It would have been fun to nominate 3 or 4 people with every combination of 37, just so he couldn't have the award.
Well, I was under the assurance from league officials that if you've raced in the previous season and you nominate your number, you get it back irrespective of someone else nominating it. So over the last so over the last 3 seasons, I've been testing this theory and been nominating 027. There's my first number, and 515 is the alternate. And I still haven't got 027.
You probably should nominate 037 just in case he misses out on his 37. Oh, Dave is still awake.
He is, yeah.
He's already went to bed. He's lurking.
He's lurking. He's always lurking. He's always lurking.
He's always lurking. I put a bloody post up on Facebook the other day and he fucking couldn't help himself. I'm like, jeez, coming out of the woodwork, Jesus.
That's like 48 seconds. Look. Where is it?
So, lap 34 of 55 here. Ty Burns is 38 seconds ahead of Brady Taylor. Shane Nickel in 3rd. John O'Gallen up at the 4th. Sheriff in 5th. So great drive from Daniel at the moment. Myself in 6th. Grenshaw in 7th. So Joseph doing really well. And we've got Robbie Crow in 8th. Brett Douglas has worked his way up to 9th. So that's a great recovery so far. Braden O'Loughlin's tucked in behind in 10th. And Grumley in 11th. As Joseph does a little bit of rallycross for us on cue.
Is that insurance still good?
On with Mr. Burns and have a quick look.
So how many people has he lapped so far? Is he halfway through the field or
At
something?
the moment, he's up to 13th.
Not a bad time either. He's doing compared to the rest of the field.
Yeah, just on another planet every week, week in, week out.
Mm. So jump on board as we dive down into Graham Hill Bend. Milks it right out.
See if we can figure out how he does it.
Yep, up into 30s.
Great lines.
As Gunter would say, good momentum.
I was going to say, Gunter wasn't diving into Dave Hill, was he? Graham Hill?
Absolutely, as we head up through Hawthorn.
Yeah, he was going in there deep, real deep.
As Gunter would say.
Into Westfield. Nicely takes it all the way out to the edge there. Heading down into Sheehan now. Gets up on the curve. Nice lines.
Yeah, he's on it.
Yeah.
It's
in the 30s.
It's tidy.
Sterling,
Didn't wide
sorry.
there, but
Whoop.
yeah. That ripple's very slippery.
Absolutely.
Lucky to get away with that.
And
What did you say was slippery?
the ripple strip.
The ripple. The ripple strip.
Oh, sorry, I'll clean the wax out of my ears.
Whatever you want it to be.
A big thank you to Michael for the comments in the chat.
Speeding it out.
Head up into Druids. see why he's 40 seconds ahead here at this stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on rails.
Mm.
He's driving well.
And nicely through 30s. Definitely pushing though.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't let up all race. Like, he just goes and he just keeps going.
Mm.
Well, he wants to see how much he can win by.
Well, a fair bit.
I think he knows he's already got fast as well.
Might call it the ever ready bunny.
Mate,
He wants to see if he can lap the top 10.
There's Joseph ducks into pits.
Geez, it almost looked like a last-minute decision, didn't it?
Mm. Hey, Brett's worked his way back up to 7th. And
Driving the wheels off it.
Where's Grumpy? Oh, there he is. 10th.
yeah, Grumpy's back in 10th, just ducked into the pits.
Yeah, I was on a mission, mate. I had to do something. It was that win it or bin it mode then.
Yeah, no, it's they get angry at the start. You got to and get put in that position. There's not much else you can do.
Yeah, some interesting conversations were going on in chat. Let's just say that.
Where's fucking Grumpy?
You said that a couple of times. Can you see him on your relative? Can you see him on your relative?
When he was speaking to me over the radio,
I said he's in front of me, mate. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's quite polite.
Of course I'm quite polite. I'm quite polite when I'm not on open air either.
Yeah, I'm only joking.
I just want to know where you were.
Where is he?
There's 5th and 7th have just ducked into the pits. I think Crow's gone in as well.
I took too much fuel too.
So we got 20 people watching on YouTube, and only 9 likes. Because there are 11 people that don't like what's going on.
Yeah, I've seen Dave Baldock make comments. Don't blame him.
Shout
Yeah,
out.
to be honest.
Shout out. to Big Matt if he wants
It's only a game. What are you talking about?
Jesus.
We lost a like. Dave took his like away.
Thanks, Dave.
Mr. Jeff.
So, coming back out of the pits now, Crowy got the jump on me.
Oh.
I see.
Just gave it back.
Oh, what's good up in here? Oh yeah,
Oh,
there's
whoa.
shit going on there.
Jesus.
He's gonna go to the inside. No.
Looked at about this stage and thought, new tyres, still got a few laps to go. Just behave myself. Settle in. Dave was still in race coach mode or driving coach mode, so he just kept saying momentum.
I was wondering how Rob Crow got so far ahead of me because I was literally under his wing when we came into the pits.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Right, and I thought, is he even going to make it home on fuel? I don't know how it finished up with him, but I was wondering that when I came out. I thought, what's going on?
Yeah, because you're only like a couple of car lengths behind him, if that, when you
Yeah,
came in.
exactly.
So to have that lead's huge.
And let's just say I cut my fuel fine. So I don't know what he did.
Yeah, same here. I was thinking the same thing.
How much fuel did he take on the first pit stop?
Well, that's the thing. He might have already had a plenty on there. Yeah.
Yeah, if he took a full load in the first pit stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, but who's not filling it right up then, though?
Yeah, no, you'd be silly not to.
On the
Glad
first
you
stop. Yeah.
I'm glad you rephrased that because I can't handle full load anymore.
Not anymore.
Or an offload.
Oh, come on. It's not that
Wow. Wow.
Was that after spending the weekend with Mark Peck?
Oh, mate, it's for multiples.
Yeah, but that's the golden rule, though, isn't it? Just on the early pit stops, just fill.
Yeah, it gives you strategy later.
Exactly. Instead of you're not going to put 65 litres in when you put 78 or 70. What were we putting in? 72.
72, I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, I took though because that's the last pit stop. I think I took 8 to 10 litres too much. I fucking thought the crew chief had it all wrong again.
Wouldn't be the first time.
I work mine out by hand before the race. I always second guess what crew chief does.
I hadn't done enough to work out what my fuel burn was. I didn't even know what my fuel burn was when I went in the race.
Should have asked me what the average is.
You wouldn't. You would have sent me on a goose chase.
No, no.
It's on your dash in the car.
But when you're
Right in front
racing,
of
I know that. But you try to work that out on the run.
Yeah, how many litres there?
Oh, working it all out, yeah. I mean, that's your 1%ers that you should be doing before you get to the race too, though.
Yeah, me missus.
It's only basic math. Come on, guys.
Me missus has been away for the last 3 or 4 weeks racing, and so I've had a fair bit of time.
Yeah.
And then she's been home this week, so I was lacking time to work all that out.
What was that, Grumpy?
The missus has been back home, so I was.
No. I mean, why was you lacking time now that she's back?
Do we need to go there? You're supposed to leave that unspoken.
There was all the chores he hadn't done that he now had to do.
There's definitely a full load in that one.
Yeah, there was a couple. There was a couple.
Is it 12 o'clock or something?
No.
No, it's past 9 p.m. It's all good.
So bumping after 9.
Andrew Johnston just ducks into the pits there.
I won a few races anyway.
The Crow were doing really well. He'd be sitting in 4th.
You and P5 too. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Should have been.
Reddy's on the charge behind you.
I was about to say that'll be short-lived, Paul, if I can help it. Enjoy your 5th while you got it, John. I'm coming.
He's straight. You can tell he's looking in the mirror because he's running wide a few times here. Put the Jaws music on.
Oh, I knew you and bloody Grumpy were battling for a championship, so I wasn't going to get in the way.
Nah, no, I appreciated that.
That's a good cop-out excuse, mate.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I would have liked it if you'd taken him out.
I never wished that for you once, dude. Not once. I'm wounded and offended, mate.
It comes back
after a great season of racing, mate. I thought we were closer than that.
It comes back to that discussion. You know, if you've got quick blokes behind you that are coming up real quick, and you're watching them and your relatives. Now, what's the point of battling with them?
Yeah, well, especially when a champion's on board. The last thing you want to do is take someone out.
Well, you weren't champion at this stage.
Oh, you haven't raced split 1 then.
They'll take you out.
Fucking oath they will.
30th, won't they? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If I knew that at Spa, I might have just given you a quick little nudge though when I was coming up over the top there, Brett.
Oh, gee, thanks, mate. Now, you know, I'm shattered that we're just not as close as I thought, Steve. Jeez.
Oh, mate, he's staring you.
I know. Mate, we haven't really rubbed panels too much at all this season. That's what's been good about it.
It's been good. It's really been, first season, I've absolutely loved it.
Yeah, it's been a ball. It's going to be a different story in Split 2, though. We've got to listen to all the whinging.
I'm going to tell them that the right turn is for the mothers' meeting.
While they're all busy whinging, we'll just sail through, mate. How about it?
Let me see what Grumpy...
Come on, best and fairest are born out of Split 2, let's be honest.
What do we do, Paul?
What's that, mate?
What do we do? Just fucking send it on them?
Well, you've got to.
Yeah.
It's race hard.
You got to show the nose. And if you've shown the nose more than twice and they're not willing to do it cleanly for you, then you got to send it.
Lick the
That's the
stamp.
rule.
Send it.
Yep. You're quicker, you're quicker. Like, you can kind of know if someone's come up and they're quicker than you, and you can only block for so long without being a CUNT. And then if they're not gonna play that game, then this is not gonna end well for either of us. But
No,
you gotta
I
have a
mean,
go. You gotta
that's
have
the
a
only
go.
clean pass I had at that corner all night.
Good pass too.
We're not going to have races like this though again, Brett. Like this week and last week. Well, this week for you and last week for me. Like, yeah, we're not going to come through the field like we are here if we.
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm aware of that, mate. I'm painfully aware of that.
It's a tougher crowd. You just got to work harder.
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
thing. Once you get in there, you'll find that you'll pick up the pace. You have to.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
being around the faster cars, it's just
Did
you
you
normally in split 3, you'll be looking at the guys that are up the front and be like, or yourselves, and saying, well, that's enough. I'm quicker. And then when you move into the next one, you're like, fuck, I'm still 3 seconds behind. So then you've got to work harder, and you do. You find the time.
Yeah.
Did you watch last week's race, Paul?
Sorry, mate.
Last week's race where I went off on the first lap again, my own fault, and then back to about P15 or whatever, and worked me all way back up to P3. So
Yeah, nice. Very nice.
So-
yeah, I had a very similar race myself. Yeah. Bad start, bad qualifying. It helps to be up the front, that's for sure.
Oh, I was up the front, but yeah.
Just to miss up.
So at this stage, Brett, were you getting on the blower to Shane saying, slow up, mate?
Well, mate, no, he's in a different
Ooh.
Discord. He has a different Discord channel. Yeah, nice move. Yeah.
Took that whole curve with him.
But nah, they were too far ahead, John. Trying to pull team orders would have just. What's the point? They would have just told me to get stuffed anyway, right?
Slow down.
But nah, look, they were 40 seconds up the road. Like it was just finish the race where I am, and whatever will be, right?
You've got
What are a good question for this group? What's people's views on team orders?
I think they're worth it if the situation's right. The team will agree on the situation. I mean, you can't expect somebody to give something away, regardless of whether they're a teammate or not, if it's going to penalise them too much. You know what I mean? It's one of those girly things that you got to have a good understanding, a good relationship with your teammates, and the situation's got to be right. I'm never going to ask my teammates to give way for me if it's going to penalise them in a situation. They were both fighting for places in a championship too.
So I'm in a situation where we're all in the top 3, so there's no way that you could ask someone to move aside. But I mean, all year we help each other. Every race we're talking to each other, making sure I've drafted our teammates and pulled them out of the pack to get them up closer. Like I said, with the starts, the restarts and the safety cars, and you bank up the pack for them, and they let you know, let them know when you're going to take off, and help them during practice. And, I mean, that's what it's about. Too,
Can I record that? Can I record that and send that to Steve Lanyon at Sandown? Remember that?
Well, yeah. Of course, at Fishy, it's always about supporting the fingerlings, getting them more developed.
I was just predicted these fucking crackers there. I was like, come on, go. Yeah, no, he remember when he said, like he had nothing to lose, so me and him, he just wouldn't back out of a win though.
Yeah, it's just interesting, it's that not so much the team orders, but it's that personal, even if you're leading and an opportunity to win a race versus giving a teammate an opportunity to, bounce more up in the points and be higher up. Yeah. At what point do you? Yeah, it's a tricky way. Tricky. I get it if it's a championship on the line. Yeah, of course you would go for it and you'd protect them and. But there's an opportunity to.
Last night, we were in second, third, and fourth. Our team, right? So there's Brett, Shane, and me, as it stands right now. That's the position we're in the championship as well.
Yeah.
Ooh. Right. So I was never going to ask them to do anything at all. Not a chance.
It'd be selfish to do.
Yeah, absolutely. They want to get their positions.
You're in a better position, mate. I've always got Gunter saying he wants to be up the rear.
Yeah, well, you know, it's
That's for a different reason.
he thinks he's an exhaust mechanic. That's not the point.
From a personal perspective, it's just interesting to see if online racing league teams really do have a particular pecking order. Like, you know, if you were running 1 and 2 and it wasn't a championship thing, that if number 2 who was coming in second was the primary driver or the dominant driver in the team, would the guy in front allow them to win? To, you know, it's just a curious question.
From a WKMP perspective, it's quite simple. Just don't take each other out, and don't do anything stupid that's going to embarrass yourself.
Yeah,
we're much the same.
Yeah, same as our team.
I think where you are, I don't battle my teammates unless it's early on in the piece. Later in the race, it is what it is. Just leave them be. We finish where we finish.
No, and it's not uncommon for someone to jump on the blower and say, "Am I holding you up?" And if they say, "Yep, okay, this corner, go past."
Yeah,
that's different. That's different. That's a completely different situation, though, right? That's not someone dominant in the team saying, "Oi, move over, I'm coming through."
Yeah, I was just curious. I haven't seen it or heard of it or known of it. I was just curious if that does exist or if you've ever come across it.
It depends on where the state is in the championship and who you are, and you just got to think about that. Like, you know, like Dave Laurel last season didn't know for the last round, didn't know where I stood in terms of finishing, but I missed the last round because I went away on a work trip to Birdsville, and I was in Sydney on Thursday night, and Dave's rang me up and said, "If you want my rig, mate, for the championship, you can have it." And it's like,
that's awesome.
It's like, yeah, finishing 7th or 8th's not really worth taking your rig, mate. You enjoy the night.
I think it's the culture inside the team though too, because you find that we've got people over the past that have joined our team and have talked about previous teams. I won't name any of them, but they don't share anything. They hardly talk. They probably wouldn't even know their last name or who their family are. So I think the dynamics inside a team is what creates a team.
Yeah.
And if everyone's helping each other, everyone's going to get fast.
That's exactly right.
There's someone in there that's not, willing to share or, a bit of an arsehole, then that's going to rub off or it's going to affect the team. So I think it's what you build your team around is your core culture of the team and the dynamics and everything works from that. So.
That's right.
It's interesting you say that because our team came about mid-season, believe it or not, because the 3 of us were running around as privateers solo. So we started helping each other because we always seem to be on track together, and we started talking and just helping each other. By the end of the season, we've formed a team, and we've got a lot of respect for each other. And that's a good
basis, man.
That's a very good basis. Exactly, So
don't worry. If things were different last night, and Grumley and Brett were in different positions on the track, I would have made my car. I would have sacrificed second to make my car wider, to make it harder and give Brett a bit of extra breathing space without burning a toss to Grumley. But I would have tried to make it hard for him to get past me to try and help Brett win the championship. But because he was so far behind, it was fuck him.
That's pretty much what you said to me too, I think, if I remember rightly.
and that is a really interesting conversation because being a split one driver, you see a lot more of that protective nature of driving with teams where they go on the full defensive. Like I've experienced it before with another team where they're like 2 cars in front and you're a little bit quicker because they've got damage, and they will do fucking everything they possibly can to try and hold you back for as long as they can. And it's quite interesting.
And look, to be fair, Grumley's a lot better driver than me, so he would have got past me no matter how wide I made the fucking thing. But
it can make a big difference though.
But we've talked about this as a team, and or the 3 or 4 of us, there's 4 of us in the team. We all agree that we don't want to be those blokes known for being those pricks out on the track.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we will race hard. We will race fair though, and I think that's important to the 4 of us. And
But that's what I did with you at Spa though too, Brett. Like I came up and I could have
Yeah.
We drove
Spot on.
faster.
Oh, mate, that was a brilliant show of sportsmanship, and you know what? It's been a part of the nature of what we've done all season, and that's why it's been so good, mate. You know what I mean? Like,
And that's
all
why I
respect.
broke and slowed down and said, nah, you pull back up there, we've got a battle going here, and then the next lap you binned it.
I think just going back to what Paul's saying and what Brett's saying, and I think one of the key important things of a team is making sure you've got the right group of blokes that get along, bit of banter, willing to help each other, and make the most of it.
Yeah, and drive each other onwards and have fun.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it's all about, and that's all we care about.
Yeah, and I know with our team, we've got 2 different age groups that we deal with, and it's really good that the young blokes jump in and help the older blokes, and vice versa.
Yeah, you got that extra dynamic, eh?
Yeah.
That's I hate racing against those young fuckers.
What are the biggest egos in the team then, Johnny? The younger fellas or the older fellas?
I'd probably say the biggest ego is Gunter.
The slowest driver.
Yeah.
He showed us in Indianapolis how big he was.
Look.
How many? Hey, John, off top of your head, how many members have you got in your team?
Active or just in general?
Oh, active, yeah,
active. Well, what we got at the moment, I've got a couple of McMillans have dropped back off a little bit. I'd probably say at the moment we've got 10 active. And probably about 15 on the roster.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of work too. Like you've got to take your hat off to anyone that's coordinating, because it just doesn't take one person. It takes it takes a couple of people or 3 or 4 to make sure it all hums along. It's a big task.
And then we've got Ash, Richard, and Josh and myself are the main ones driving East Coast as well. So we've got that part of it.
I haven't had a run against Josh for a while.
I just moved house and built a new rig, so he's getting back into it again. And then we've got Blake in the Pro Series, so that takes a bit of work in itself as well to get him going in that standard there. So so I got sort of that level of guys. Like Blake's at the stage now where he's got big teams chasing him and talking to him all the time, but because he's been a founding member of our group, he wants to stay with our group. But he's got to that stage in his driving where he's now chasing tenths of a second a lap, and he's got to try and find that in data and setup. So it's getting that's
hard work.
It's getting to the hard work stage.
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky. I just show up and drive. John's good to me.
He's the best and fairest, Hoppy. Of course he's going to be. Jesus Christ.
Now he's got a reputation he can't sell.
Thanks for that.
He's obviously got soft hands.
It's time for everyone to lean on Jono on the track, because he's going to have to just be nice.
Yeah, let me go, Johnny. Oh, okay, no worries.
I get 2 incident points in the last 3 races, and look what happens.
Let's not forget Watkins Glen.
Hello, Freddie.
3 laps left in the season, and it all comes out. The
Hey, Johnny, you about to get lapped, are you?
Yep. In fact, I think I've been lapped. I think.
By the end of the race, we'll just wait.
I've been lapped.
Wait and see how that plays out.
Yeah, he's gone.
I left 3 people to lap.
Insane.
Yeah, I've only got 3 laps. He's gone.
I tell you what, there's nothing worse than being in split 1 and being lapped. That is fucking demoralising, I can tell you. That's just like, why am I doing this again?
And the speed of those boys too, it'd be hard work.
Here comes P8 for Grumpy.
No, you just don't even consider. You just pull over and you lose like bloody 5 seconds a lap. You just go, don't even consider trying to get them into a point bloody right on your bumper and then let them go. You just go, okay, come by, see ya.
Yeah.
I think when Ben brought all those fast guys in, and I thought I was, okay in split one, and then I was like, I didn't have one incident, and I got lapped. I was like, yeah, I've got to do something different about how I become quicker, because just hacking around on a Friday night pissed is not gonna be. It's not gonna cut it anymore.
Next season, you're going to have a few more quicker guys in there, like Sean McNamara. So split one is really going to be buzzing next season.
Yeah.
There in Becky's, it was always chasing Tim. What's Tim doing? What can I change there?
Well, no one wanted to drink Bacardi and Coke, so Jesus, just get on the Bacardis, mate.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, nice.
Oh, nice move, Steve.
Nah, it's good, and you got to have that internal team, dynamic where you've got guys, and it was good. Like there was Blanchy, Hoffy, and myself, where we're all, and we even seen it. And Hoffy, you would have seen it at Brands Hatch this week gone, where you're pushing each other even through practice qual, where you just want to be quicker than the other guy, and you just keep pushing yourself. And it's like, where are you finding time? Oh, I'm finding it here. Okay, I found it here, and then you're going quicker again, and then you're still pushing harder again. It's like that dynamic is important.
Absolutely, yeah.
So Robert did make it on field then. Did he stop again? He couldn't have.
No.
To finish in the top 10.
He can't have, no.
So
How did he do it?
So that's yeah. And he's not off the gas.
No.
He had a crash though, because he was P5, I reckon.
Yeah, he didn't crash. He had a big loose moment. That's when I got past him.
Yep. And that's when I reckon Jonathan caught him, and then I caught him.
Yeah.
And then, so I think we're...
But to have that short fuel stop that he did.
I think,
it was really short.
I mean, you were at least 6 seconds or more behind him when he came out.
Easy. He jumped me by probably 6, 7, 8 seconds. Yeah, easy. I just couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
Because I took the minimum I had to
Unless
take.
he took only a couple of tyres.
It's a very ballsy strategy if he did. Don't know.
Yeah, but you're
He's paying his pit crew a bit more, I think.
You're taking fuel, Paul, so you may as well take 4 tyres.
Well, that's correct.
Mm,
Right.
exactly.
With time,
Exactly.
it's not going to change. But yeah, so I don't know how he got so quick out of that pit stop.
Don't know. Oh, there's a secret there we don't know.
So
Hang
tyres.
on, he hasn't finished yet.
tyres.
True, Brady.
I wonder if you'll do this same.
4 tyres takes about 8 to 9 seconds until
8.8, isn't it?
Yeah, and 65 or so litres takes about 23 seconds or something, doesn't it?
Yeah, about that. Yep.
What, 25 seconds, whatever it is. So
Isn't it like 12 litres or 15 litres to a set of tyres or something like that?
Look at this. Nearly a minute up the road from second place.
Yeah.
He's still pushing hard too.
Well, last week
all over the place.
he was doing just this all last lap.
So he's doing it. Oh, he's drifting for fun. Yeah.
Yeah, he was doing it last week too. Just this is it.
Oh.
There you go. Oh, he nearly bumped it that time. Yeah.
That would have been funny.
What do you think when you saw the? What do you think when you saw the smoke there, Di?
I shit myself because I didn't know where the car was. He's gone.
That's you to do it on the last corner too.
End race.
You also need to know, guys, that there is a hosted Wednesday session by the Angry Birds boys. You're more than welcome to come and join it. Like it's.
go to Jonathan Kiley and watch him come across the finish
And
line.
Ty led on Wednesday night, and he dominated on Wednesday night, and he doesn't normally do that. So he had something going on this track that we didn't know.
Well done. Well done, Brett. 1 point championship winner.
Oh, thank
Very
you, mate.
good.
Thanks.
1 point.
2.
2 points. Okay. That's crazy. Well done.
In at 2 points.
Yeah, it ended up being 1, I think. But anyway, we'll see the points board in a minute. But didn't you get elevated to 7th because John O'Reilly actually must have exceeded his incident limit or something?
That's what I just said to Jonathan Kiley, flipping over the finish line.
But then all of us, yeah. So I think he actually got, I don't know,
So I'll go
DQ'd over the line, didn't he?
Yeah, so I go to 7th.
Yeah.
The SDK won't pick that up.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
So, yeah. So I needed a drive-through for maybe Braden or John. Why didn't you get yourself a drive-through, John?
Because I only had 2 incident points.
Didn't pay him enough.
Look, I was just happy to get back to 4th after dropping down to Stone Bubble last.
Yeah,
right?
that's a great run.
So,
Done well.
we all done well. It was a great season.
We've talked about it, so let's have a quick look at the championship points. So, Brady Douglas ended up on 1736. Grumpy was 1735.
It doesn't get any closer, does it? It sums up the whole season. It really does. Like, it's just been backwards and forwards.
Did you all run every race? You did, didn't you?
No,
Brett
I
missed
missed 2.
Round 2. Okay.
Yeah.
And round 9.
Yeah. And then Taylor was only 1714, and then Shane Nicol was 1694.
Braden, very tight there, Shane.
Braden ducked home in 5th with 1663, and myself was 1652. So it was pretty tight up the top half of the field there.
Yeah, good effort from you and Dave, eh?
Yeah.
Considering how often Dave faces the wrong way, he did well, 7th.
Yeah. As I said, he always likes to be in the rear, so.
As long as it doesn't hurt, it's all good.
And big shout out to Paul Warwick back in 33rd, 183 points.
Thank you to all my fans. I appreciate that.
And thanks to Stephen Murray.
Paul Warwick comes out in practice at Brands Hash and puts it up within the top 3.
And so some interesting things in there, like Di came home in 22nd, which I thought was a fair effort. Seems she missed a few races. Anita was 13th, which I think is fantastic. So well done, Anita. She'd be proud. She'd be proud of that.
Yeah, nice work.
Some big names there. Lucas in 10th as well. I thought that was quite good. Lucas and Marshy in 11th. Both those boys battled hard all season. So for them to manage to knock on the door of the top 10, I thought was quite good as well. So a few of these boys definitely improving, which is great to see.
They are.
Shane Patterson there's got a few good rounds in that he missed obviously a number of them. He's obviously up there too.
Yeah, Shane.
Yeah, I had a shocker after round 1.
Shane and Glenn.
It was nice to see Ty down there in 18th position too.
183.
180.
What a week.
This is half the season.
Still managed to get a top 20.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's pretty good going there. Anyway, so back to our podium, of course. So Ty's not with us, so I've got you, Brett. Anything you want to say, mate?
Oh, yeah, right, okay. Look, obviously, firstly, Mum and Dad, like to thank them. I think I'm obviously proof that sleeping with your cousin works out okay. I'd also like, Kumho Tyres, Vets, Logitech, and what was the other one?
Quantum Tent.
Yeah, that's them, Quantum Tent.
Parramatta Isuzu trucks.
Parramatta Isuzu and Player One. Look, if Neil wants to send anything my way for me to test out for him, I'm happy to put my hand up. And obviously just Split 3. Like, the Split 3 guys, it's been a pleasure racing with you guys this season. I loved it. I love yous.
It's been good having you here, Brady. And sorry for Watkins Glen, mate.
No, that's a long time ago now, Johnny.
I'm just staring down.
It was only 20 odd points, so I lost the series. But
he's best and fairest. It's all good.
moving on to 3rd place, we've got Risky. Anyone you want to send a shout out to, Shane?
Yeah, sure. Strap yourselves in, lads. It's a long list. Kumho Tyres, Quantum Tent Solutions, Logitech G, Player One Sim Gear, Parramatta Isuzu Ute, the entire V8 veterans community, the committee, Race Control, Jamie McKnight for doing the setups, Valve Motorsport, a shout out to some supporters, Michelle, Brad, Zoe, Archie, Frankie and Coco, and a Merry Christmas to all.
Wow.
Well played, son. And that's why we hired you, mate. Polished.
Jesus
nice.
Christ.
And of course, we've got to give the man who has taken first place in the series a chance to say a few words. Brett.
Look, I like everyone's already said. You know, all the sponsors, admin, competitors, everybody. It's just been a ripper season and all that sort of stuff. And look, you know, a thanks to Shane and Brett and also Leith, he's too young to race in here. But you know, the last several weeks have been great as a team, working together and pushing us all forward. And we look forward to the future seasons. It's looking pretty good for us. But I've got to say, special mention, Steve Grumley. Look, seriously, what a ripper season. We fought it all season. It was fantastic. It was fair. It was clean. It was respectful. The sportsmanship shown several times was great. Just can't speak enough. And, mate, I just, you know, I almost feel bad that we didn't just draw. You know what I mean? That's all I got to say on that.
Bullshit.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's
being honest. I'm just being honest.
Bullshit. That's not what you said last night, mate. Come on.
I'm pissed off.
That's so nice.
No, I'm just being honest. It's look, you know, it's been a hard fought season, and I think it's only fair that Steve, you know, that I call it out because it's been a fantastic, and it's made it so much fun.
I'm happy to wear the bridesmaid's dress again.
So when I say bend over later in our room, you won't be arguing.
Just don't say that to Gunter, or you're grumpy.
No, anyway, that's all. I'll leave it at that. I'm not going to get too much more sloppy than that.
Yeah,
Right? It was
and
good.
Good.
The man is second in the series. We'll give Grumpy a chance to say a few words too.
Well done, Brett. Well done for the vets community and all the sponsors and everything. It's been great. So couldn't ask for much more.
It's good.
Okay.
And of course, we now have our pre-qual, so Bathurst and Sandown. So couldn't be any more Australian than that. So that's going to be very interesting. So any thoughts on that, guys?
I'm just glad that I've finished in the top three, so I don't really have to.
I'm glad I won't have to hear bloody Hoffy whinge about they're not his favourite tracks. Yeah, sorry, Hoffy, I didn't know. I reckon you go pretty hard on those two.
Oh man,
It's funny.
I won't have to listen to him going, "Oh, you sandbagger."
I never said that. I never said that. I'm just going to put that on record. I just said pretty good for a split two driver. My ass.
Anyway, moving on. So we now have a Christmas break. So I want to say a big safe Christmas to everybody. And I think racing resumes again on the 5th, I believe, of January, for the 10 race season. End of the season, we've got our first Enduro, which will be interesting.
No, not that. No.
And season 2, sorry, yeah.
Season 2 we start them, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, going to be an interesting year next year. Looking forward to it. So I hope everyone has a safe Christmas and look forward to seeing everybody back again next year. And on that smoky note, might end the broadcast. So big thanks to everybody out there watching. Still 18 of you there, which is great. Big thank you to Stephen Murray. He's our #1 fan. Hasn't missed a broadcast I've done, I think, in the last last 12 weeks. So he's not happy. No more racing till next year. He's just realised.
What am I going to do on Thursday night?
I can't believe we didn't get the McKnight on the last night. Like, geez.
We got him in split. We got him in split too. He was still.
Did you?
He was still trying to. He was still trying to get himself settled again after throwing me the keys to his car at lunchtime.
Oh,
it was fun. Anyway. On that note, I just want to say a big thank you, of course, to everyone in YouTube who's been watching, everyone who's jumped in the chat. We've got Hoffy, Anita, Brett, Pretty Douglas, Pretty Taylor, Di's still with us. We've got John O'Gallen, Mark Dial, Hazy, Dr. Warwick, Marshy, Risky Nickel, Steve Grumpy Grumley, and Tim Nickel as well. So big thank you for those guys for watching the race with us. And a big thank you needs to probably go out to Josh in race control and Brandon, who did most of the safety car driving throughout the season. Want to thank the guys in race control in Split 2, Martin Lofthausen, Big Dave Coleman, and of course Split 1 race control as well. Big thanks to Jordan Ross and Brenton O'Brien and Michael Whiting for driving the safety car up there. But the one I really want to give a big thank you to and a big shout out to is Luke Holland for doing a lot of the administrative stuff in the background and making a lot of the tough decisions along the way, and Cam Veacock for helping him with that. And, you know, for those at the start of the year we had LR Esports lined up to do the broadcast. They dropped us after round 1, and Cam has really stepped up with Nathan Brown with a bit of help from myself and vice versa along the way to get all the races broadcasted. Some were delayed. That's a fair effort from Cam, Nathan, and Luke and myself. So big thank you to those guys for making sure that everyone in the series got their time with the broadcast as well. Yeah.
I'm sure someone in this room can thank you more so than what I can. But well done, John.
Thanks, Tim.
All right.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.
He's not here.
Your broadcast is incredible, mate. Well done. It's a credit to you.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the same without you, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. It's a special, as I said earlier in the broadcast, it's a special community we have here, and as a group, we've got to work hard to make sure next year that we maintain the same vibe, the same banter, and we move forward as a group. And without calling names in Split 2, a few boys there have got to pull their heads in a little bit and be a bit more respectful of race control. And Split 1 is, it's elite. So yeah, Split 1's elite, and it's always going to be tough and hard. So that's the way people want to watch it, and that's the way people want to see it. So. But yeah, it's a great series. And on that note, we'll close the broadcast. So big thank you to everybody again, and we'll see everybody again next year.
The ever-changing weather around the world. Ever-diverse terrain and roads across the world. With Kumho Tyre that has conquered all. There is no road you cannot go. Go with Kumho. Kumho Tyre.